Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen, host of Bank the Bet podcast, coming to you live. Well, again, I'm live. By the time you see this, not live, but I'm live when I'm doing it. So, and most importantly, we got some live picks here today. Where? Coming from the Winners and Winers Sports and Entertainment Complex, deep in the bowels of the earth, to talk a little bit about this Monday night football game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. Before we get started, I've got some shout outs from the NFL yesterday. Paul hit Kansas City and the Lions. Good call on that. I hope everybody rode my over, even though the Sharp said we were crazy, the public said we were crazy. Everybody was pounding the number. That opened at 54, went all the way down to 48 and a half. They put up 51 today. I hope you guys got on that. Rode the over with Paul and I. Beer Belly, who dat, baby? Who dat? He threw up a bunch of fantastic stats about the Saints. At halftime in that game, I was wondering what the hell was going on, but the Saints actually, the defense actually kind of stiffened up, and they pulled away in the second half. Beer Belly hits the Saints, and who dat going to Super Bowl? Maybe Drew Brees, baby. That's what I'm saying. Wayne's he's been having some great comments. Wayne and I have been talking back and forth, and Wayne also made some NFL picks today. So, way to go, Wayne! Congratulations, everybody. Uh, and Mike, oh man, again, Mike just stays hot. He hit Miami today. Tennessee basketball game yesterday, +6. The game that they won outright, by the way, over the Zags. He hit the Bears and the Colts. Man, way to go, brother. Stay hot, baby. Stay hot. That's what I'm talking about. So, nice job, everybody. Let's see if we can finish up strong here on our Monday night game. The tail of the tape goes a little something like this. For the visiting Vikings, they are 6-5-1 on the year, 6-5-1 against the number, and the over has hit 5 out of their 12 contests. Seattle Seahawks up there in the up there in Seattle with the 12th man in full voice this evening. They are 7-5 straight up, 7-3-2 against the number, and 6-6 the overs versus unders. Ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much the battle for the number one wild card spot there in the NFC. Seattle has the inside track, but if they were to lose this game to Minnesota, they'd be a half game behind. And it's really weird because in the NFC, unlike the AFC, you've got pretty much two teams that have separated themselves from the pack and everybody else. Now, there's very, very thin margin for error on the part of the Minnesota Vikings. And, one loss, and these teams are right back scrapping around with all the 6 and 7 teams, your Washingtons, your Philadelphias, and your Carolina. So it should be interesting to see how this goes. The troubles of the Minnesota Vikings to run the football are well documented. They have really, really struggled. Everybody thought it would get a lot better when Dalvin Cook came back, but it really hasn't. In fact, they've averaged just 3.71 yards per carry over their last 3. And in their last 3 road games, and it gets even worse. They've averaged just 68 yards per game rushing in their last 3. You know what? We've talked about it many times. Bad things happen when your offense becomes one-dimensional. Kirk Cousins having a great season. Vikings quarterback is not their problem for 2 years in a row. And I was going to say for once, but yeah, 2 years in a row, Vikings have actually had an NFL caliber quarterback. However, the running attack, not so much. And with Seattle up there at home, pinning their ears back to come after Kirk Cousins, could be a long night for How Do You Like Me Now? That's what I'm saying. Minnesota, as far as their record goes, they're just 2-3 on the road against the spread. They're 0-4 against the spread versus teams in the top 10 in my custom power rankings that I do for all the NFL teams. Seattle, by the way, is ranked 8th in my power rankings. So Minnesota, like I said, 0-4 against the top 10 in the power rankings. Seahawks first in rushing. Minnesota, good rushing defense, 7th in the NFL. But the last 2 games, they've been gashed by New England and Chicago for 308 yards in their last 2 road games. Not exactly the rogues gallery there of rushing offenses, the Patriots and the Bears. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson, very quietly having a fantastic season. Goff Mahomes, Breeze, even Phillip Rivers to a lesser extent. Those guys get all the ink. All Russell Wilson has done this season, throw 29 passes versus just 5 picks. Seahawks are playing very well, but they're still undervalued. They haven't had a lot of national TV exposure. They play on the West Coast. Their games don't have a real wide audience. Seattle is middle of the pack, definitely. Middle of the pack defensively, but they play much better at home. The Seahawks are 6-1-1 against the spread. Their last 8. America still hasn't gotten on the Seahawks, but I have. I like the Hawks and the 12th man up there in Seattle. Give me Seattle minus 3.5. I think at the end of the night, those Seahawks will lift the trophy victorious, and you and I will head back to the window. Take care, everybody. Good luck.